All right, how are we doing, everyone? It's Jason here at Exxon Construction, and today we are introducing our Lewin house. This is a beautiful house that we finished renovating roughly a year ago, and since then our client, his wife and 2 kids have been living here and enjoying it. A bit of background on this build: roughly 3 years ago our clients met us. They had an old standard Perth double brick tiled roof home that they were looking to renovate, increase the energy efficiency of it, increase the internal comfort levels of it, and just bring it up to a more modern, newer spec. They still wanted to try and keep the old traditional look of the home, which we've managed to do. Yeah, beautiful being a renovation rather than a new build as well. That allowed us to do it, obviously. The existing home, tiled roof, double brick, the very original 1960s home was on limestone footings with a Jarrah subfloor and floorboards. And then in the 90s, someone's come through and has done another reno on it, and that was on a concrete slab. Again, double brick walls, single glazed aluminium windows, tiled roof. At the point that we got to it, the tiled roof was very tired. Every winter it would leak, tiles would fall off. It was in pretty poor shape, to be honest. And yeah, it was a 3x2. No, sorry, not a 3x2, a 3x1. We've come through, we've turned it into a 4x2 with a rumpus room and a separate kitchen living area. Out the front, you can see we've got a green roof over the garage, which the client is working on landscaping at the moment. He's also doing our landscaping out the front. We've got a pool over behind the garage. Behind that, we have an automatic louvered roof, which gives us shading for our windows and our building in summer, but then we can open those up and let the sun through in winter and try and get some solar heat gain into the house. Up top, got a 5.8 kilowatt solar system on the roof. It's on our ColourBond roof. For now, that's probably about all we can show you from out the front. We'll bring you inside. We'll start walking you through the home, showing you a few things that we've done that have really up-spec'd this home, made it really nice, beautifully livable and sustainable. All right, so I'm up on our lovely spotted gum natural timber decking at the moment, holding together really nicely, come up really great. Just behind me over here, you can see this is a green roof over the garage. Beauty of that is that once all the greenery and everything goes on that, we'll reduce a fair bit of the solar heat gain, or like the heat sink that we have throughout our winter. So that'll cool the whole area down out here, or stop it heating up, I should say. And we can also see all of that from behind us in the kitchen, which is a little bit higher up, so it will look really nice from the kitchen living area. We're also currently under the louvered roof at the moment, which we have shut, shading this area lovely, but as I said, in winter we can open these up, let some sun in and help warm the area up. So very versatile, means this area will pretty much be able to use all year round except for when it's raining in a proper winter storm. All right, so we've come inside the house now, and walking in, it's just immediately comfortable in here. We're actually in a bit of a heat wave in Perth at the moment. We had our hottest ever recorded day in March on Monday. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday it nearly tipped 40, and today's nearly tipping 40 as well. So really holding its temperature beautifully in here, which is great to see. One thing I will mention is that we did NatHearst rating on this, coming at 9.6 stars, and we also modelled this to the Passive House standards, and this met Passive House Enefit standard, which was a great result for us. It's not certified though. A few things that we did to really increase the efficiency and performance of this home is all the existing single glazed aluminium windows were replaced for UPVC double glazed units. The uninsulated double brick, the cavity within that double brick's obviously uninsulated, sorry, we insulated it. We used a cavity bead insulation, which is a graphite EPS bead. We've insulated where we could in the old timber floor frame. We've insulated all of that. And then I'll bring you up into the roof and show you more of this later, but we've also insulated the entire roof assembly. So that's meant that we have a continuous thermal envelope around this whole home, insulating it from the outside conditions and also keeping the cool air inside or the warm air in winter, which is great. We did do a blower door test on this. We put a lot of effort into increasing the air tightness of the home, and we got it to 0.86. ACH50. For reference, before we did any works here on the original home, we did a blower door on it as well, and from memory that was 15, so substantial improvement there. And all that's doing is, when we're air conning it, keeping it cool inside I should say, is we're actually holding our cool air inside, not letting it escape out any penetrations or holes. And then the same in winter when we're heating this area, keep the warm air inside, keep the cold air out. Because of the air tightness of the build though, we have installed a HRV system. That whole system's up in the attic, which we'll show you in the future. But that's what these little vents are in the ceiling. We've got them in all of the rooms, in the kitchen, which is this one here. That's an exhaust, so that is sucking stale air out of the building. We've also got those in the laundry and the bathrooms. And then in the corners and in all of our habitable rooms, bedrooms, living, all those rooms, we've got our fresh air coming into the building. So yeah, this home constantly has filtered fresh air coming in it, and all the stale, moisture, dirty air is constantly getting drawn out of it. I just thought I'd point you over to the scullery at the moment. This is where we have our aircon controller, and this is our HRV controller. This HRV unit just gets set on automatic, but we have automatic booster functions in both of the bathrooms, so that detects high humidity and then puts the HRV unit into boost mode just to get that moist air from having a shower or a bath out of the home. The aircon unit, we just spoke to our client about it. He has it set on 24 degrees on low speed, and with the solar system on the roof, he only runs it during the day. Costs him nothing, it's completely free, and then during the night he turns it off, and then the way that the home is built, it keeps that consistent temperature all night. In the morning, once the sun's back up again, solar's back up and running, comes back on, and he's cooling this house all of this summer for $0, which is great to hear. All right, so we're just out the back of the house now. Part of our scope of works on this build was a small addition. We added a laundry and 2 bedrooms to it and increased the size of the rumpus room a little bit. As I said before, there was an existing 90s build on. At some stage, we ripped the external skin of brickwork off of that as well. And then from that point around to here, we have a reverse brick veneer. So we've got a 110mm thick brick wall internally. We then have a 40mm cavity, and then we've got a 90mm timber frame wall. Part of that timber frame wall on the inside, we have a Proclima Intello membrane, which is an intelligent air barrier. And then we've got 90mm insulation, which we use a Bradford Glass Wool R2.7 HD. And then on the outside of that, we have a Proclima Dryzerbone, which is our WRB externally. The beauty of that sandwich pack is that we get no wind washing through it, so we get the full performance of that R2.7 bat. We then also have our air barrier, which will bring you up into the roof space and you can see, but that is continuous all the way down to our concrete slab. And then externally with our Proclima Dryzerbone, we get the same system that is actually connected from our external wall across under our eaves and then up onto our roof. And then that is connected to the roof membrane, which is a Mentos membrane. Again, we'll get you back up and we'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a little bit. The Cemental system is a pre-finished cladding system, has its own 15mm ventilated cavity, which is great, gives us a little bit more R value on our wall build-up, but also more importantly, has that drying potential between our cladding and our WRB, just stops any chance of any rot, mould, mildew build up within our wall system, and is also great for the integrity of the cladding. Yeah, as I said, it's come pre-finished. We haven't needed to paint it. Client just has to wash it down every 6 months, bit of warm soapy water, and she'll look brand new again. Right, so we are up in our insulated attic at the moment. Besides me here, this is our HRV system. It's a Brink unit, supplied and installed by Carlos at Energy Efficiency Perth. And this is the lungs and workings of our building. Over here we have the plenums, so the bottom one is our stale air or our exhaust. So that comes through this, goes through a heat exchange unit and then outer cowling in the roof. The top one is our fresh air in, so that pulls fresh air from another cowling on the roof, through some filters in the system, through the heat recovery unit, a heat exchange I should say, and then comes out of these and then gets dispersed throughout the building. Yeah, that's integral to keep the healthy environment within the home, keep your CO2 levels down, oxygen levels up, and get rid of any stale or moist air within the building. Yeah, it takes next to zero energy to run, super efficient, super quiet, can't hear it throughout the home. While we're up here as well, you can see our ProClimate Intello, which is our intelligent air barrier. So what this is doing is keeping our airtight envelope internally. This ties into the render and white set coat on the inside of all our external walls, and that forms our airtight envelope for the house. Above this, we have a 190mm deep rafter that has 2 layers of our R2.5 HD, bringing it up to a 5.4 or an R5.4 roof cassette, and then above that we have our ProClimate Mento. So we're up in this attic at the moment. As I said before, we're going through a heat wave. It's about 34 degrees outside currently. It's 40 degrees on Monday, it was 38 degrees yesterday, and I'm not even breaking a sweat up here. It is beautiful and cool, which again is helping with the efficiency of everything in the home. We've got our aircon up here, keeps all of those cool. We're not heating the air up within our aircon runs to cool the home. The HRV outlets themselves, they have to be within the thermal envelope. So again, within the thermal envelope. And then on top of our ceiling, we have an R3.1 sound screen, and that is just to help slow down or stop sound travel between the rooms. Yeah, it was a bit of fun hooking this up, getting all these ducts and everything installed, glued up right. Yeah, looks pretty cool as well. But yeah, this is the serious workings of the home, and along with all the other principles that we've used, really helps keep this home at a stable temperature throughout the year. All right, so we're just out in the side of the house where we've chosen to store all our services. We've got our little Daikin unit up there running at the moment. We've got our pool equipment here running at the moment, and we have our iStore heat pump hot water unit all running at the moment, and currently is all being run for free thanks to the solar on the roof. Client said iStore unit's been great, really easy to program. Again, he's programmed it to come on once the sun hits that peak for the solar system, along with the aircon unit and along with the pool pump. So all these services that would generally cost a bit to run is being run for free, which is great to hear. One thing I didn't mention before is that this whole home is all electric, there's no gas. So depending winter or summer, but pretty much whenever the sun's out, the house is being run for free, which is great. We have done systems to allow for batteries. The client's not looking at installing that yet. We also have allowances for electric cars. Client doesn't have one of those yet, but we like to put all those things in. I'm just in the garage at the moment, and behind me, thanks to Six Star Plumbing, who are our plumbers, we have a whole house water filtration system. This is something we've started to put in all of our homes. Perth water, notoriously hard, a lot of calcium. They like to pump it with chlorine as well. And so this bad boy just gets rid of all of that. It gives us really nice drinking water inside our homes, but then also helps us reduce soap scum in our showers, helps all of our plumbing fixtures and fittings last longer because we're not getting that calcium, chlorine and whatever else is in our waters drawn through it. Also, all of our plumbing fixtures, they're all water-wise fittings to try and reduce the amount of water we use. We've also got full prelay system for a grey water system if the client choose to install one, but we always leave that up to them. Yeah, just another little thing we do to help increase the longevity of our homes. All right, one thing I forgot to mention is that we did pull the whole existing old Jarrah roof off of this home. We actually deconstructed it all and kept it. I sent it off to a machinist. He remachined it all, and we've actually used it as cladding on my own granny flat just behind us. Came up beautifully, it's very unique, and we love to try and reuse materials wherever we can, so that was a big win for us. Other than that, I've shown you the whole home. We really hope that you've enjoyed it. As I said, this is our Lewin house, and I hope you enjoyed it. Yo.